Hi everyone, my name is Richard. I'm the CEO and founder of Root Technologies. We are a Canadian startup founded in March 2019, straight out of the University of Toronto. We provide electric scooter and bike share services to cities and campuses, and we have been growing really fast. Last year, in November, we launched our first pilot in Kelowna, BC, and this year we're going to Calgary and Edmonton to launch our fleet there. And what's the problem that we're targeting? It's very simple. I'm sure everybody in this room has experienced the inconvenience of public transportation. In downtown Toronto, for example, if you want to go somewhere, driving or taking a taxi is very costly, it's very time-consuming. If you take public transit, there's always the last mile problem that is very inconvenient for us. So the solution here is this, electric scooter. So this is how it's going to work. We place all our electric scooters on the city streets, and our customer, they can use our app to unlock the scooter and start riding to anywhere they want. It's fully electric, so it will help you to escape the traffic, save you time, save you effort, and the best part about it is it's dockless. So after you use it, you can just park it anywhere you want. It really eliminates the last mile problem. And our typical user are university college students and young professionals working in the downtown area. They're a heavy user of public transit. And tourists, they can also utilize e-scooter to see around the city. It's also a fun experience for them. E-scooter might be a novelty to a lot of people in Canada, but it actually has been really popular already in the United States, Europe, even some Southeast Asian countries. And more people, they start to realize this is such a great way to replace car trips. It's convenient, it's environmental friendly, and that's why, according to McKinsey, the whole market for micromobility is going to reach $300 billion to $500 billion by the year of 2030. So we also see a huge potential here in Canada. It is a good market, it is a good product, but why us? Why grow? We want to highlight two key differentiations here. One is going to be technologies. We have our own tech team to develop our own IoT component, which is the little device here. It will allow us to connect the scooter and the dashboard and your phone. We also adopted machine learning technology on the back end to improve the operational efficiency that we have. We also have a lot of safety enhancing technology on the software side. One example is the dynamic speed limit. We also call it first timer speed limit. So if you are the first time user of the scooter, we will set the speed limit a little bit lower to ensure you have a learning experience safely first. The second differentiation that we have is the supply chain support. Our angel investors, they are actually the scooter manufacturers and major part suppliers. So that will allow us to utilize the rich experience in R&D and also the supply chain support. And that's the reason we're able to develop this scooter model that is better than the market. And also at a lower price. So some of the features I want to highlight here, we have the dual brake system here that will increase the stability. We also have dual brake system. That means when you press the brake, you have both electrical and mechanical brake for double security. Let's talk about the business model. As I mentioned earlier, all these scooters, they will place on the street and people can use it with app. And they will pay on the app through credit card. We charge them by the time of use. It costs them $1 to start and around 25 cents per minute. And how we operate is we hire our own employees every day to collect all the scooters with low battery back from the field, back to the warehouse, get them recharged, and redeployed. And this is our team. We have such a young but also experienced team. Our COO has more than 10 years of startup experience in marketplace startups. He previously worked at OraCap, which now has grew to value at $10 million. It's a ride-hailing company in India. Our communications officer is a student politician that is serving at the academic board of council of the University of Toronto. Jack is our CTO. He is a very experienced developer. He previously developed a food delivery app. Now he's currently serving more than 7 cities of Ontario. As I mentioned earlier, we launched our first pilot in last year in November. We have such good usage and really good feedback, even though it was a really short period of time, but we have over 1,200 trips and over 1,000 users. This year, we are bringing our yellow bright scooters to Edmonton, Calgary, and Stratford. And we're very excited to roll in more Canadian cities. If you share the vision of shared mobility, then roll with us. Thank
you. You have very impressive co-founders, but can you talk about yourself?
Yes, I forgot myself. Okay, so I graduated from UTSC with a business degree. Before that, because my family is also involved in manufacturing business in China, so I have a lot of experience in terms of the space. I also, I put it here as international trading agency that basically is finding clients for my families from China and Canada. So I have a lot of knowledge around this manufacturing space.
Back in the day, you could just take the GPS out of these units and you would have yourself a free scooter. So in terms of theft and theft prevention, what's the increase, and that was a while ago, that my historical context, but what's the ability to make sure that you don't have theft or loss of these scooters?
Definitely, that will be a major problem of this business. People always talk about what will happen if people steal them, what do you do with the vandalism? So on this model, this is our, I would say, second prototype. So this part is outside, but for our current model that we're developing, this part is actually going to go inside of the frame. So it's basically impossible to take it out. And in terms of preventing vandalism, we have a very precise GPS here. So if people are taking it, we can monitor them on the dashboard. And also if people did not unlock the scooter, and when they try to use it, it will set off alarms. Yeah.
Another question for you is a lot of municipalities, like if you go down to Southern California, these things are like trash basically, so a lot of municipalities are putting kind of restrictions on how many can be in a certain location or how many vendors can operate. Will that take the impact your business in any way?
It will definitely take impact because we, as I mentioned, we launched in November last year. November is not the best timing for launching e-scooter companies.
It's also not the best time to go to Kelowna.
Not to Kelowna, but that is because the regulation is putting us back. We have to go through a lot of negotiation. But I don't view that as a challenge for this business. I actually view that as a really good advantage for us because we're able to, if you have a really strict regulation like we have in North America, you're actually setting out the barriers for other commerce to jump in the market because we can have a really better product, a really good operation, and that eventually will build up a brand, right? A standard. So that's something I think is really good for us.
Can you talk about your position against the established players like Light and Bird, who have raised billions of dollars on R&D?
Yes. So again, back to our previous slides, one of the key differentiation that we have is supply chain support. And if you look at the news, a lot of the news they're covering about Bird is talking about the safety concern that they have. And the major reason is because their scooter model are not built for shared environment. And because we have supply chain support, we are able to build a scooter that is durable and safer than our competitors. And another thing is that when we mentioned about technology, a lot of technology are focused on safety. So we think having a safety focus, having a better product, will eventually help us to win the market.
So some of those competitors that we referenced are also having a little bit of a hiccup in their business model in terms of what they're able to accomplish. So can you comment on the reality they're facing and what's the crossover to your business that makes you would have to consider as you roll it?
Definitely. I think that is a really good question because business model, I would say profitability is a challenge for a lot of competitors. And one of the major reasons, if you do a little bit of research, is their durability. Their product have such a short durability that means no matter how much revenue you can get, if the scooter is going to go to the landfill within a month or 2 months, it doesn't make sense. And this will come back to our supply chain support. We have really good supply chain support. We're able to build our own model that is durable, that can actually last over 1 year. That will make the whole business model make sense and actually will make the business to be profitable.
And I was going to ask that question. In Western Canada is probably a good place to start because they don't use salt as much as they use it in Eastern Canada. What's the impact of kind of salt and other things that we use? Like you only have a limited number of months to in Canada to use those places. So how does that factor into your revenue model?
So, yeah, there's in Canada at least, there's a seasonality problem of the business. For the winter time, we're not launching our scooter. They will be back in the warehouse because first, in winter time, nobody wants to actually ride a scooter out in the wind, right? It's very cold. Second, for safety concerns, we don't want people to ride in snowy, wet weather. So, but in terms of the business, in terms of the profit side, for winter time, when we are just storing the scooter in the warehouse, the cost of the operation is actually pretty low. So overall, I would say, Canadian market is not the most profitable market, but it is still gonna be it still makes sense to us. Yeah.
Great, thank you very much.